Hello, young man. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Actually, I was wondering if I could interview you for my newspaper.
Me? About what?
Well, we're doing a series of articles on the homeless, and
And you want to know what happened to me, what I live on, what it's like to live from hand to mouth?
Yeah, I do want to know. Would you be willing to tell me your story?
You got about 3 hours?
Whatever we need.
Well, then go ahead and sit down.
Thanks. Let's see. Well, first, I'd like to ask you...
No questions. Just listen. You think I grew up poor, don't you? That I don't have an education. But you're dead wrong. I have a college degree. I worked for a big company. My parents would turn over in their graves if they could see me now.
But how...
I said no questions. Just sit still and listen. In the beginning, I got up at 5 a.m. every day and was at work by 7. And I stayed at the office till 8 in the evening. 13 hours! That was the only way I could keep up with all the work. It just never let up. I never saw my family very much because when I got home, I usually went straight to bed. Well, I guess I was doing a pretty good job because I kept moving up the ladder. I became a manager and got more money, but I also had to work even more hours, and weekends too. You can imagine that my wife never stopped complaining. She told me I was getting burned out and had no time for a life.
That must have been really hard to hear.
Yeah, my marriage was at stake. So I went to my boss and asked for a vacation. He told me to wait 3 more months. He needed me there. So nothing changed. Day in and day out, I worked and worked. Eventually, my wife left. And guess what? The company closed down a year later. The economy was bad and I couldn't find another job. Over time, I lost everything. Hey, how many hours do you work a day? Too many, I'm sure. I just hope you know what you're doing.
Things could change for you, you know. You could start over. After all, you're educated.
That's wishful thinking, young man.